All right, is everyone here? Welcome to the press conference here. First question for us comes from Charles Eubanks. Another great episode. Like to see Valencia get some playtime in a 4-4-2 alongside Diafra Song taker to leave it. Absolutely can't dislodge Kiyate, but maybe Noble needs some rest. It's definitely something we're going to look into, Charles. Great question. Thank you so much. I think that's the big position that's really up for grabs. We got so much depth in central midfield. Noble's been phenomenal. Kiyate, you can't get rid of him. He's scoring goals for fun. He runs around like a madman winning the ball back. So he's a great player. I think it's tough, but as long as we're winning and playing very well, I don't see how we can really change things up. I'll definitely get the boys some opportunities in the cup matches to see how we do. Second question that we're going to move on here comes from Orion. He says the win over Liverpool should go a long way in solidifying the club as a contender for a top 6. I think we definitely can. Do we feel that the preferential treatment of young, unproven Reece Oxford can cause dissension in the ranks? And if not, what am I doing to keep it? Well, I think we have a great group of guys here. Everyone works hard. They want to do the best for the team and really contribute. I think they know Reece has plenty of talent, and they feel that as long as he's helping the team win, there's a camaraderie there, and as long as everyone's doing their job and helping us pick up the 3 points week in and week out, then everyone's going to be happy. Obviously, Reece has given us some good performances. I think we're happy with what he can bring to the table. I think it's definitely we just want to get him some experience. I don't think we're throwing him into the fire, the starting job right now. If we can get him some experience, we'll be all set. So that's it for this press conference, guys. Thank you so much for all the questions, and keep submitting. We'll see him hopefully in the next one. How are we doing, guys? Moose here, back for episode 8 of our West Ham United career mode. I hope you enjoyed the press conference. Do let me know what you thought. And, of course, leave your questions, leave your ideas, because, of course, we do have Hammer headlines. And I would like to, add some intrigue to the storylines. I have some ideas cocked up, but if you guys want to throw something in as well, feel free. While we have got some training underway, you can see Lanzini's actually gone up to 78 overall now, which is phenomenal. He's looking very good. We also have some scouting reports. Our scouts come back with a phenomenal young little player, Leandro Alder from Brazil. 62 overall already, 76 to 94 potential as a cam. Oh, he's going to be tasty, I think is the word to look. We also have Connor Nelson and Mateo Fuentes, both with the high 70s to 90s potential, looking phenomenal. We also then take a look at some more players. We bring in a couple of different guys to the club. We reject a few, but we keep looking at the guys like Jimmy Hudson, Joe Gray. They're looking very good. And we did eventually, I think, decide to bring in Joe Gray to the club, and the other two we're gonna let flounder a while, see what we can think of them eventually. And we also do bring in do we bring in anyone from Spain? I don't remember. Been a couple of days. Like I said, we're catching up here in this career mode, but we're going to go into a matchup against Sunderland. This is going to be a big matchup. Of course, Sam Allardyce, now the manager of Sunderland, so coming up against his old team. This is a huge grudge match, and one that we're going to look to put the winning touches on if we can. It's a massive game, also away from home, so it will be a bit tougher than we maybe expect. Should we be taking them on at Upton Park. And they're off to a decent start to the season. 10 points from 7 games, sitting comfortably mid-table. Very early, of course, in the season, but still looking very strong. Decent team. Yedlin with a lot of pace on the back line, of course. Bridcut, Cattermole, Adam Johnson, Lenz, Seb Larson, Defoe. Very decent team if they can get the most out of all of their players. In contrast, I think we have a phenomenal lineup. Of course, we're coming out with pretty much the same lineup we've been playing in all of our league matches. Carroll, the only exception, is coming into the lineup up front. Enter Valencia also coming in at left wing for Victor Moses. Otherwise, it's going to be the exact same lineup that we've really been rolling with throughout the season. But Pyatt with an early chance here in the 18th minute. He comes in, tries to dance on the defense, smacks the ball into the chest of a defender, and then enter Valencia. He should have scored. Great save by Pantilimon as Valencia tries to hit into an empty goal that vanished out of thin air. Good chance though for Sunderland. Defoe with a lovely strike, and Adrian holds very well. Great save. Jenkinson out on the right wing, lays off to Mark Noble. Noble dances inside a couple defenders and finds Dimitri Payet. Turns around Liam Brinka, decides to strike, and it's inches wide of Pantilemon's far post. Great chance for Payet, but he can't put it in the back of the net. 47th minute now. Jermaine Defoe dances around a defender, strikes at a goal, and Adrian with a very strong save. Moving on here into the later stages of the game, Carroll finds Dimitri Payet. Forward to Mikel Antonio's come on into the matchup for Enter Valencia, who's been very subpar, but his attempt at goal is blocked. Sunderland on the 62nd minute. Yedlin floats a free kick and is flicked on as far as Rodwell. He comes forward. Adrian charges him, and Rodwell strike inches wide of the goal, thankfully for us. Now, 77th minute. Now, Jermaine Defoe on. He's turned through a couple of defenders, strikes it from range and inches wide of Adrian. Defoe getting closer and closer to separating the game here. As we move into the 86th minute, Payet finds Andy Carey's flicked on for Valencia, who is on sides. And what a strike, but it's hit straight at Pantilimon, and the referee will then blow the full-time whistle. That's all she wrote. A 0-0 draw. Some decent scoring opportunities. I think neither team really deserved a victory, but I don't think either team deserved to not score either. I thought we played well, had some good chances, and unfortunately just couldn't break through. Very, very strong performances by a few players. My man of the match, though, had to be Adrian. He played phenomenal. A couple of big saves on Jermaine Defoe. 2 points to our highest rated outfield player, Angelo Agbana, and 1 point to Dimitri Payet, who I thought created very well. A couple of injuries, though, unfortunately. Jenkinson out for 9 days. He won't really miss any game action, but Lanzini, 4 weeks on the sideline with a sprained ankle. So we're hoping he'll come back soon, because we have some big matchups coming up. Crystal Palace and then Chelsea is going to be huge. Bit of training. We decided to actually mix it up. I had said I wanted to get, a bit more of a well-rounded squad. That was a suggestion from you guys. So we did go with 5 different players in training in that last update. Forward, moving on, we can see that we have gotten some players, back from injury. Lanzini's ready to go, but he's not fully fit, so we will hold him out of this big matchup against Crystal Palace. You can see they're in their home red and blue striped kit, whereas we'll be coming out for the first time in our third kit, the purple alternate uniform. We're going to come out. Antonio's going to get in the lineup. We're mixing it up yet again because we didn't generate a ton of offense in that last fixture, and we really, really need to be scoring more goals. Our defense has been stalwart. You can't say enough about it. Been an absolute brick wall, but we're not scoring the goals that we think that we should. We're sitting joint second right now with United and Chelsea, with Tottenham in the lead. Crystal Palace, bit of a struggle right now, but Dwight Gale, their player to watch. He's got 3 goals in the last 3 matches, so could he be the man to break through against us? We'll have to wait and see, but he will be up front, supported by Shamak, and of course Balassi, really, in my opinion, the man to watch. He's got so much talent and pace out on that wing that we're really going to have a lot to contend with in order to keep him from making an impact in the game. For us, of course, Adrian's going to be back between the sticks yet again. Jenkinson, Agbana, Reed, Cresswell across the back line. Kiyate and Noble holding midfield. It's all the same, but Moses reinstated back into the team. Antonio comes into the team for the injured Lanzini. Payet still sitting in the hole behind Sacco, who's come back in for Andy Carroll, who didn't really make a huge impact. But look at this. In the 6th minute, how do we not get a free kick? Just what? Noble's bundled? Oh my goodness, it should have been a free kick. The referee gives nothing, and that's really how this game's going to go for us. You have to wonder. Mikel Antonio does dance inside defender in the 22nd minute. He beats 2 men, lays the ball through for Dimitri Payet. He's got to score, but it's a huge save from the Argentine keeper, Julian Speroni. Another chance as we come streaming for Kiyate. Puts the ball in the back of the net. It's hit Sacco, though, and he was, in fact, in an offside position. It looked to be a massive goal, but unfortunately, Kiyate's strike that hit Sacco is found to be ruled offsides. Disappointing, but it's the right call by the referee, unfortunately. Into the 45th minute now, though. Noble strikes from range, but straight down the throat of Julian Speroni. Easy enough. Crystal Palace finds Marouane Chamakh into MacArthur. He dances around, and Adrian, the goalkeepers in this episode right now, are absolutely flawless. And I jinx it. Crystal Palace's 5th corner finally finds the back of the net. It's Chamakh at the near post. He did play for West Ham United on loan for about half a season, and he's come back to bite us. Never really did much while he was here, but he decides to take advantage against us. It's a good hitter at the near post. No one can get near it. And unfortunately, it's in the back of the net. But Payet looking to find an equalizer for us in the 57th minute. Unfortunately, he's stopped by Speroni yet again. Noble plays Moses throughout on the left-hand side. He dances past Damian Delaney. And Zaha strikes it at goal. He's hit a defender, and it's in the back of the net. He's spared our flashes. Victor Moses brings us all back to square one with the equalizer. It's a great run from him out on the wing. He does take the through ball from Mark Noble. Beats Damian Delaney. Finds enough space. He strikes it looking for the far post. Speroni maybe would have had a piece, but you wonder if he maybe still would have scored at that shot to the far post, but it's in the back of the net either way. 1-1. Zaha looking to find Crystal Palace, the 3 points the other way, and Adrian pushes that onto the post, and it comes away like an absolute rocket until we do clear up the danger. Into the 75th minute now, Chiante lays off for Dimitri Payet, turns inside, strikes it at goal, and Speroni with another save. Payet should have 3, maybe 4 goals even at this moment in time, but unfortunately he won't. Zaha with one last chance for Crystal Palace late on in the game. We're getting close to injury time. He flicks it back across the face of the goal. Yannick Bolasie from 19 yards, and luckily for us, Adrian with a fantastic save holds onto the ball, and that's it. The referee blows the full-time whistle, and that's going to bring this episode to a close, guys. Man of the match in this had to be Aaron Cresswell. You didn't see a lot of him in the highlights, but he was an absolute talisman up and down that left side of the field, linking up with Moses, who does get 2 Moose's Mighty Hammer points, and 1 does go to Mikel Antonio, who I thought had a good impact for someone who doesn't start very much. But that's going to be it for this episode, guys. Let me know what you thought. Of course, always happy to receive your comments. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and give me your feedback as we move forward in this career mode. And as always, thank you so much for watching, guys. Your support is hugely appreciated. So we'll see you. Bye-bye.
Like we always do with this time. I got to shine.